Hey, self-study courses for those online business and mindset coaches who feel maxed out on time and who feel like being so stretched thin that they don't even have a life outside their business is a way to leverage their time and expertise. Is it someone like you? Do you feel like you are trapped in your business and you are in the coaching rut, caught up totally, and you feel like doing this unending cycle of client acquisition, client onboarding, and service delivery triangle, right? So if this is you, stay around, because every Wednesday on my weekly dose of online course tips, I help you to shift your mindset and transition from trading your time for money to a hustle smart, create a leveraged offer, and promote it in a way that it feels spacious, aligned, and it delivers the same results as your one-on-one coaching, or even as your group programs. There you go. I had a moment of brain freeze kind of thing. I'm sorry about that. Okay, if you are new around here, then my name is Zsuzsanna. And as I said, I help overstretched business and mindset coaches to leverage their time and expertise by turning their one-on-one coaching packages into self-study courses in order for them to have the life that they have dreamt about when they started out their online coaching business, right? So you didn't quit your corporate job. You didn't rebel against societal expectations just to be, caught up in this imaginary world of online business. Because let's face it, we can hear about very interesting concepts and overnight success and how you have to do this and that, lots of cookie cutter formulas, but I know that you have your own gift, which is so obvious to you that it comes right up and in your face. And so you should be somehow getting results from that, right? So with that said, let's dive deeper into today's topic, which is building on to last week's topic. Is it a nice to have or is it a must have for you to have a self-study course in your product suite? Identifying what could work for you as an online coach, business or mindset coach, to have to improve your products or whatever it is that whatever capacity or container you work with your clients, right? So let's get into it. Self-study course. What is a self-study course? A self-study course is a course that is self-paced and your students are able to go through the course without having to schedule one-on-one time with you, and they are motivated throughout the course. And now I see that you are getting big eyes and raising your eyebrows, because we all know that the course completion rates are so low that it is lucky to have let's say 1 or 2 graduate out of 10 enrolled students. And in my observation, this happens because you do not provide habit-forming activities within your course. And habit-forming activities are the way to go if you don't want to, call your group program, an online course, which means that some of the teaching materials are in a course platform, and then you meet your students weekly, bi-weekly. Even if you create co-working sessions with your student, that is not a self-study course, because you are the person who are triggering the action for your students to learn, right? And we want our students to be independent learners. And for that to happen, we need to be able to help them build habits around going through the program, right? So what we know from productivity theories and what we know from designing habits and how we can build successful habits, we know that there should be a trigger that triggers an action. And if we repeat it over time in a meaningful context, we internalize this kind of behavior and it becomes a habit. And once we have the habit formed, then no matter what, the habit is formed. And no matter what, if the context appears in our life, then it triggers the same action and over again. And this is what we want for our students. We want them to find the course material triggering enough to, to take action and go through the course, right? I made some notes so that I touch upon everything that I want to talk to you about. So bear with me if I look down, it is only my notes. So let's examine the subconscious of the student before and after enrolling the course, right? So your student has this uneasy feeling of, something is not okay, something is off, or something needs to be addressed, but they don't know exactly what it is. So they start to, notice it. The more they notice this feeling, the more they feel called to examine it, the more they feel called to research it. And then they, surf online, they try to come up with certain answers, diagnosis for the feeling of uneasiness or the problem itself. And so that is when they find you, right, on the cold streets of social media, where you talk about how you can help and support your clients, your ideal clients, right? So that is when your students or ideal students or prospective students become problem aware. And your content on social media should help them move from being problem aware to solution aware. And that is how you want to establish your relationship, the trust that they have. And this all happens before they enroll into your course. And by the way, it applies to any capacity of coaching or promoting services online. But I want you to understand that when you want to promote a self-study course, your promotional message, so the messaging around the course, should be inclusive to the fact that it's them. They have to be brave, they have to be independent, they really have to be motivated to enroll into the course, because it's not gonna be a spoon-fed, handheld experience. Even though they can get access to you, it's up to you how you design the bonuses and rewards. But we'll get there later, just in a couple of minutes. Okay, so this is when your students are problem aware and you build trust and authority, the go-to expert status with your content online, and they understand that they have to put in the effort in order for them to find not just the solution, but to create, a lasting effect of the solution, or a lasting experience of the solution. Think about, wanting to lose weight. Who has never went on a diet, right? So all these 5-day cleanses, 30-day shreds, 6 weeks, whatever, will not work, because it does not create a lasting habit that promotes the ultimate goal for the, for the person who is looking for weight loss. And if you are a business coach and you teach any kind of business strategies online, you want to make sure that you include only those kinds of strategies that are, lasting. For instance, or can be used as a repeat library kind of experience for your students. For instance, if you teach social media strategy, you don't include the algorithm specific bits and pieces into the course, because we know that the algorithm changes so often that you cannot keep updating your course, but there are basic principles that you can easily teach your students, because let's face it, you have to have a a content strategy that promotes the values and the transformation that your business can provide for your clients. You have to be relatable enough. You have to have a story that connects you emotionally with your ideal clients. So all those things are great to be included in your course, and even in your self-study course. And then once you have figured out what are these irrefutable laws of your craft, then you want to add and sprinkle on top of those irrefutable laws and strategies something that empowers your students to take action on. And what it is that you have to, consider. They can have habits that they have to unlearn in order for them to, to be able to successfully move forward in the course. For instance, if you teach how to do live video, then most probably they have a set ways of, let's say, appearing on camera, or they feel confident by doing something, but you know that it does not promote their brand as a business, it's more like their personal preference. Then you want them to understand how they can rearrange the background, or use the lights, whatever it is, so that it fits their branding, right? So they need to unlearn some things, right? Or they have a habit that you want, or you find it easier for them to replace that habit. For instance, you know that if you teach against something business-wise, let's say they do stories every day, but suddenly, but you know that, for instance, email marketing has a much higher conversion rate in terms of sales, and you suggest them focus on daily emails rather than going on stories, then they have to, trade their daily stories habits to daily email habits. And so that is, for instance, another habit swap or change that they have to implement. Or they want to, or you want them to have new habits. New habits, for instance, reaching out to people, establishing a DM strategy, whatever it is. If they have never done it, then this is a new habit that they have to commit to, let's say daily or weekly in their business, in order for them to, promote their business and connect with their ideal clients or students. So all these habits or habit types should be included in your course. And how can you include so many different types of habit forming activities, and how can you identify them, right? Well, you want to draw on real life niche specific scenarios that you can introduce as assignment or tasks, paired with the theory that you teach them. So once they understand why they have to act a certain way, then they are willing to try it out, but you want them to keep doing, keep working on it, keep going forward. And so you also want to support them with it, right? And you have to know that a habit is formed much easier if it is if it consists of easy steps, so it's a no-brainer for them to do the action once they have the trigger, or if the habit is rewarded, right? Because then they are going to be invested in the idea that this habit helps them promote the kind of outcome that they desire to see, right? Because they understand the theory behind it. So rewards, once you understand that each and every section in your course should be followed with a reward, then you understand why it is so important to introduce certain gamification aspects into your course, because a reward is really something that helps people move along throughout your course. But what is it? So what is the level that they need to reach, or what is the goal they need to hit in order for them to be rewarded, right? So that is, again, something you need to think about as a course when you are creating your course. It's not enough to have a reward system, so to say, but it also has to have an assessment system, and more precisely, a self-assessment method within the course where your students can assess themselves and their progress and see that they are there almost to be rewarded, and they are going to follow through with the certain section of your course, right? And once you have that, self-assessment system in place, then you want to remember that it is very important for your student to feel that they manage the investment, both time and financial wise. So the ROI they get, right? And so once you frame each and every section, unit, module within your course in a way that they feel that it has a high return on their investment of time and money, then they are going to go ahead and start the section, the module, the unit, the lesson, whatever it is. So if you have paid attention so far, you understand that I have reverse engineered the process. So first you have to have a learning outcome for each and every section in your course. Then you need to have an assessment system that allows your students to keep track of their own progress, and then back it up with a reward system. But it only works if you include those habit forming activities that consists of tasks, assignments that are based on if and then loops, which means if this happens, then I am going to take this action, right? In terms of what they have to do. And this means that once these if and then loops are created and practiced and repeated frequently enough, it is going to become a habit. And those people who are consistent with their actions, building their businesses or going through the course, will see results no matter what. And I know that it sounded really, really extra and really, really above your head, but I will come back next week and make a live video about more hands-on experiences and more tailored and specific tasks. And also, if you cannot wait to fix your course, because you know that you have the life and your life happens no matter what, be it good or bad, and you still want to make sure that you generate revenue and you deliver your services, then make sure to reach out to me and check out any of the links above, because Course Launch Accelerator Course Launch Accelerator is my signature program for those of you who really feel stretched thin, maxed out on time, you know, having a schedule as busy as ever, and wanting to, you know, get some breathing time or some time to live it, right? I mean, to live your life. My DMs are always open. See you around same time, same place next week. And until then, I hope to meet you in my DMs.